Okay, I'm gonna do an update. I made a mistake in the my video about the TOGO satellite antenna that I installed on top of my RV. I kept saying megabytes and gigabytes, and basically, if you see that video, what I wanted to say was the download speed of this satellite antenna is between 4 up to 20 megabytes per second. Okay, a few times I said gigabytes. Okay, the gigabytes relates more to your overall plan if you have a mobile hotspot or whatever. So anyway, that's and 4 megabytes per second is plenty fast enough when you go on the YouTube to watch videos and stuff. You won't see pixelation or slowdown of your video or anything. That's plenty fast enough. And like I say, it goes up to 20 megabytes per second, depending on the time of day, especially late at night. So I wanted to make that correction. Also, wanted to add a few things about my flexible solar panels. The type of tape to use and not to use. Okay. Now, what I initially started using was one of these, I used duct tape primarily. I tried gator tape, stuff like that, and it's not UV protected. So you'll get maybe 3 to 6 months before it just starts to disintegrate. And I had used it in one of my panels while I was traveling, pulling the trailer, doing about 60 miles an hour. This one right here, the tape let loose and it went flying over to the side, and you can see cracks and stuff here. Believe it or not, it's still working fine, even with all those cracks. Now there's different flexible panels out there. These are 100 watts each. I got them from windynation.com, and they're holding up great. They're really good panels. I've been using them for a couple years now. So I got 600 watts up here. And like I said in the previous video I did on the TOGO satellite internet, all I use now is this white tape. Let me show you what a spool of it looks like. It's the best tape I've ever seen because it's UV protected. And maybe you can see this. Okay, it's put out by Royal Adhesives and Sealants, and this tape is called Eternabond, and it comes in 4-inch wide pieces. But what I did was I cut it in half to use it to mount my solar panels. So instead of a 25-foot roll, you're literally getting, if you cut it in half, you got a 2-inch wide piece. That's plenty wide enough. You'll get 50 feet of this stuff, and it's designed specifically for rooftops. And it also seals, after you put it down and push down the tape, it causes it to seal any cracks in your roof or whatever. So that's the product, roof and lake repair tape, commercial grade. It bonds to metal, tile, stone, brick, concrete, wood, and some other products are listed on here. This stuff is great. It is expensive though. $60 I paid for this roll. But like I say, you can get 50 feet of 2-inch wide tape out of a roll. Otherwise, you try any of these other types of tapes, you're going to have critical failure. And like I say, I got lucky with this panel after it flew off the side, traveling down the road at 60 miles an hour. It still works. So at least the flexible panels from windynation.com are good. I can't, guarantee anything from the other ones. I've heard some bad reviews of some of the other flexible panels. The only disadvantage, there's a lot of advantages to these panels. The only disadvantage is they are about 3 to 5% less efficient than your rigid mono and polycrystalline panels. But when you got this much 600 watts up, losing that 3 to 5% efficiency rating isn't a big deal. I've never had any issues with lack of power. The advantages are tremendous. One, they're easy to mount. You don't have to have mounting brackets. Two, they only weigh 4 pounds each versus 20 to 25 pounds each. So I only have, with the 600 watts, it's only 24 pounds of weight versus 150 to 200 pounds if you use rigid panels. You're going to be putting that kind of weight on top of your roof. And then you're going to be screwing in a lot of holes, and any one of them, if they leak, you know, it wreaks havoc on the inside of your trailer, obviously. So you don't have to do all the mounting hardware, putting in all the holes and stuff if you use this special Eternabond white tape. There's a little close-up. That's all you do is just run it around the edge. It's very quick and easy. And these flexible panels, obviously, if you have a curve to your rooftop, they mold in nicely. They're very aerodynamic when you're driving down the road at 60 miles an hour. Much more aerodynamic than your rigid panels. Just a lot of advantages to them. Like I said, I've had them a couple of years, no problems at all. And you're just going to Velcro in your connections using, I use the 2-inch wide industrial strength, it's called. Holds up to 10 pounds, and these rolls are 2 inches wide. And that's what I use. That's the type of Velcro I'm using to hold all my wiring in place. And that's been holding up good, except the top piece of Velcro will start to show fatigue from the UV. Eventually you might have to replace the top pieces. You know, but I can easily remove them and put new pieces of Velcro on the tops. The undersides are protected from the UV. Anyway, I think that's about all I wanted to say. I just wanted to do an update of my mistakes about the TOGO satellite receiver. It's nice and aerodynamic, so when you're traveling down the road, you know, it's very good to have versus TV satellite dishes are bulky and you got to hold, you know, carry them inside your RV when you're traveling and stuff, but this just mounts right to the top of the roof. I did a lot of info on this particular Winegard antenna. Wineguard's the one that puts it out. So, okay, I think that's about it. You know, like I say, I run my solar panel wire off to the side, and that's where I'm making my connection instead of going through the roof. So when I'm traveling, I disconnect it, bring it up here, Velcro that little section there that goes to the side, Velcro that in place while I'm traveling. So that's all there is to it. Very easy. Easy to install the panels this way. Everything's been holding up great. I think I paid about $150 a piece on these from Windy Nation. So, but I don't know what they run now, but they're really excellent panels. Like I say, even this one flew off and got cracked and everything, and it's still working fine. Okay, that's about it for this episode. Seagull Eric in the deserts of Arizona, signing off.